What is going on, team? Welcome to another video, and today I want to walk you through the events, the happenings of a competition that I took part in recently called Farm Strong. Farm Strong is kind of like a hybrid strongman competition at Farm Fitness, which is literally one of the best facilities I've ever been to in the UK. Owned and run by a guy called Tom Kemp. If you haven't heard of Farm Fitness and you don't follow their stuff, definitely check them out. They've been featured in Men's Health like, I don't know, 50 million times. We've got this incredible new indoor facility actually, which wasn't really part of the competition. The competition was all outside. And keeping this intro as expedited and as quick as possible, let's see what happened. What is going on, team? Jim Galvin here with the commentary, and let me walk you through event one. So event one, aptly named Press to Valhalla 3.0. I genuinely think that is one of the best names of any flipping shoulder pressing event ever. There are a couple of different obstacles, a couple of different implements here that we need to press overhead. And it starts with 3 ground to overhead of a big circus dumbbell. It's actually not just the weight, it is genuinely quite awkward and cumbersome, and even though it's kind of even and symmetrical because it is a dumbbell, the fact that it's so fat is strangely annoying. So 35 kilos. A couple of the bigger, stronger guys that are used to moving in certain movement patterns actually picked it up to the shoulder. Big deep breath, drop and kind of press. I just tried to kind of snatch it overhead. A, to save my shoulder doing a little bit of work, and B, to save time. Moving on to 2 axle clean and press at 65 kilos. Big fat handle and also super smooth, which was a little bit annoying. Got in a little bit of trouble for throwing it back behind me, but there we go. And 1 log clean and press at 75 kilos. Big fat log, I'm a skinny guy, this is fairly uncomfortable. And then a maximum axle pin press in remaining time. This was super awkward. Always flip and touch the spotter bars, one slightly before the other, and that just caused this crazy Constantina effect. We've got 14 reps on this, and I believe that ranked me equal third at this stage. Moving on to event 2, guys, called Harvest the Gains in 60 seconds. A 20-meter yoke carry with 220 kilos. This was one of those things where there's no point in attempting to go any quicker because all you're going to do is kind of gas yourself out. So just smooth carry all the way down. And then maximum reps hay bale deadlift with 160 kilos. I was actually the last person to try this event, which was good because I knew all the other scores and I knew that the guy that was winning had, I think, 24 or 25. So I knew if I could beat that, that would rank me first in this event. And there are 18 guys taking part on the day. And I got 31 reps on this, which is good. This one actually wasn't too bad. You just got to make sure that you kind of grip in the right place and keep the tension. Don't drop down, release tension, and then up. Keep the tension in your spine through your trunk down, literally tap the ground, and then straight back up and bring the hips to us. The way you've got to do it to make sure that you cycle through nice and quick on this event. First place in this event and third place in event 1. Means that I'm in first place. Moving on to event 3 now. This is called Horsepower. This is where in 90 seconds we're doing a 40-meter farmer's walk carry with 73 kilos in each hand. And then in the remaining time, it's maximum tractor arm over arm pulls. So as you see here, guys, we've got that tractor, that weird looking golf buggy. Now with this is an interesting one. It could act as a really good separator, but the chances are everyone's kind of on a level playing field and this doesn't disrupt the table too much. And the reason for that, guys, as you're seeing here, it takes a certain amount of time to basically dig your foot into the tire, do the arm over arm pull, and downhill, it is significantly easier than uphill. That means a huge proportion of the 18 men got 5 repetitions on this particular event. And because the 6th repetition would have meant running all the way back round and then putting it all the way uphill, no one got anywhere near it. I don't think anyone even bothered trying. So effectively, I, along with, I don't know, I think maybe 5 or 6 other guys out of the 18, came joint first in this with 5 reps. Quick half-an-hour break, and then we are moving on to the 4th event here. Again, very aptly named Stonehenge. I genuinely think, Tom, if you created the names for these events, good job. I don't know why. The fact that they're all like flipping primal and intense just for some reason makes it so much better. So in 90 seconds, stones to platforms, and I love the metal cage, the metal rig that they had here. For the men's, the weights were 65, 75, 80, 90, and 100. And then in remaining time, 50 kilo sandbag sprint length. Even some of the bigger guys that might not be as aerobically fit did quite well on this. They got between 10 and 12. And I think the reason for that is they just smashed the Atlas stone so quickly, they might have kind of leveraged an extra 10, 15 seconds on the sandbag run compared to some of the other guys. I re-gripped on every single ball because I just believed it's going to gas me out so much. If I don't do that, then I might as well re-grip, and it's only going to take me an extra kind of 2 seconds. And I have to say that overall, just a bit of an injection of adrenaline. I do think that I handle kind of competition environments quite well when it comes to intensity. I do have kind of an extra gear. Dropped my compression weight belt straight away. Sandbag on the shoulder, kept moving. And as you see in here, team, I actually took quite a wide berth around the barrels, and I think that served me really well because it means that I didn't have to decelerate and then re-accelerate. And even though I'm effectively running further, I genuinely think that is more kind of conserving of energy rather than trying to like slow down, kind of fish hook round super tightly and then re-accelerate. So I'm quite happy that I did that. I knew that I had a little bit of time when I kind of got to what was joint first, which was 12 lengths, and I think I had, you know, less than 10 seconds left, 6, 7 seconds. I can't remember, one of the judges shouted the timeout, but I basically sprinted for that 13th length, which luckily I did manage to do, which is another first place win of the day. Ah, right, team. Now, this is where it all gets a little bit funny. So let me give you a little bit of context as to what happened last year. So last year, there was again, similar kind of number, 17, 18 of us. And I came third, and there were 4 men that got taken through to the semi-finals. And basically, I was like, it was a really, really good event for me because there was a lot of sled work. This is last year in 2021, and effectively, I was the lightest guy in the semi-final by, I don't know, like 10, 11 kilos. So for those of you that are watching in the States, that's, I don't know, you know, anywhere between 22 and kind of 24, 25 pounds. And I was slipping all over the flipping place, right? I just couldn't move. I couldn't push this sled. It was like the inertia was there, and my feet, and I was like, am I wearing the wrong shoes? I just didn't know what the hell it was. And I've been gobbing off all day to Ella, who was one of the athletes that I brought with me, to Matt, who's Ella's partner, to Danny, who was obviously there filming, and I was making jokes to Tom about the fact that they need new turf because it's just too worn away. Me and Tom have spoken about this since. I don't know how he kind of feels about it, but basically, I'm going to go off on a flipping rampage now. Out of the 4 events, I came first in 3 of them. Joint first in one of them, obviously, but first in 3 of them, and then joint third. So I won the group stages by kind of an appropriate amount to kind of make sure that I'm ranked first. And then 6 men went through to the semi-finals. One of the other things I'll say to add context, I took and tried on the turf 3 different pairs of shoes. And I basically put on the pair that I believed would give me the most grip based on the fact that I just pushed the sled back and forth a couple of times. The event was 3 sandbag over the shoulder, push the sled there, pull the sled back, and then sandbag there and back. I think 47 seconds, 48 seconds or something was winning. Won the group stages, 6 men into the semi-finals. I basically come last.
6th place, we've got Jim Galvin.
I do have a bit of an issue with this, and the good news is it's not I can kind of realistically claim the fact that I did mention this to people. Basically, the friction isn't great on the turf, and the bigger difference between the weight of the sled and the weight of the athlete, I obviously have to generate more force by virtue of the fact that I'm lighter. I have to do that anyway, but I can't generate force quickly on a surface that has friction so low because I'm going to slip because I'm lighter. So it's not like I'm at a disadvantage because weight moves weight. I understand that weight moves weight. Bigger, heavier people are always going to be at an advantage in a strongman competition. But there's literally fuck all I can do about this, and I can't go. And out of the 6 men and 4 women took part in the semi-finals, so that's 10 people. More than half of us slipped at one point. So I just wasn't particularly happy at the fact that I'd kind of topped the group stages, and then that happened, and kind of it all went to shit. So I think I was a second or 2 kind of away. I know that the times for the guys were super, super, super close together, and it's one of those things. I get it, and I think the reason that I was frustrated is not. Like, I don't believe that I made a mistake. Like, genuinely now, if I could teleport back to that moment I'm just about to start, I don't know what the fuck I'd do. And I kind of said to them a bit tongue-in-cheek afterwards, I was like, I'm going to have to wear, you know, sprint spikes to basically wear something that physically fucking penetrates the turf. It might sound like I'm being a little bit petty, but if you're watching this and you're someone who's kind of attracted to my channel and my content, I'll be honest, I'm 34 and I'm still flipping competitive. I don't blame anyone for it, it's just kind of a fluke. It's just annoying because the same thing happened to me last year. But last year I came third in the group stages, went through to the semis, and I ended up coming third. This year I won the group stages fairly convincingly and then ended up coming fifth in the whole competition because the guy that was in my semi actually, ironically, slipped over. So he was the only one that I beat because he effectively didn't even finish the semi-final. So frustrations, but we live and we learn. I spoke to Tom about it. He's like, yeah, I mean, he kind of sees it. I don't know whether or not, you know, the sled pushers are going to kind of see an appearance in Farm Strong again or not. I'm not sure. But if I do go to Farm Strong again, which I genuinely would love to, I think the Farm Fitness is one of the best facilities I've been to. The vibe at that event is absolutely sick. But I will wear spikes. But then good. I should moan. I should be fucking annoyed that I don't do well, right? And at the end of the day, I don't know. I don't get people who are like, who genuinely just want to go to competitions to kind of take part. Maybe I do. Maybe I'll get there. But you know, I'm 34 and I still want to do well. And I would be okay with coming fifth if I felt as though the whole thing was fair and that I kind of like represented myself well. But it just feels as though there was, you know, no one was out to get me. It's just a weird kind of, just a weird thing with the surface. It's just a shame, you know, because I don't know. You get it. Thank you for listening to me waffle on, guys. If you did like this content, please do like it. If you are interested and you have any questions, any comebacks, any feedback at all, please put them down in the comment section below. And as always, beautiful people, stay strong, stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will see you soon.